Hello, everyone. This is Tina Kadish of Life is Ideal, your business coach who supports the unhappy, unfulfilled corporate women getting out of the corporate rat race, I call it, the grind, and stepping into entrepreneurship heaven. So many women, actually over 85% of women are unhappy. They're disengaged in the working force and they want to get out. However, they don't know what to do. They don't have a plan. They just stay stuck. So tonight I am joined by Wanessa Anderson. She's a successful entrepreneur. She's in the fitness industry. And Wanessa supported me by buying a copy of my book, Freedom, the 7 Steps to Thrive in Life and Business. And I just want to share with everybody how this came about. I myself was laid off from corporate America as a trainer. And I found myself for the first time, Wanessa, not knowing what to do. And when I got laid off, I was afraid. I felt rejected. I had just been promoted and I liked my job. So when I started to go on a journey of self-reflection, this assessment of, okay, what do I do now? I was a single mom with 2 kids and had no clue what I wanted to do next. And so through networking and meeting people, I really discovered that freedom was one of my most important values. And I wanted to help other women to find their purpose, their passion, to live every day excited. And so I wrote a book, Freedom, that there are 7 steps. And we're going to talk more to Wanessa, learn more about you, because this is about you tonight, that I am so honored to have you here, that as one of the people that bought my book, which is available on Amazon. I will put the link on how you can grab your own copy. And so Wanessa, thank you again for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your journey? How did you become an entrepreneur?
Well, first of all, Tina, it's my honor to be here. Thank you so much for this interview. I think this message should be spread as much as possible. So people, they are feeling stuck, as women, they are feeling stuck and looking for their financial freedom, that they have options. They have so many options these days, besides being stuck in a job that they don't enjoy, that actually sipping their health away and their time, because time is the only thing, the only value that will never get it back. It's not like an investment that you might lose your money. No, losing your time means that it's not coming back. So it's so important that we are talking about this, because people should pay attention to where their timing is, you know. And just to start talking about me a little bit, I own a fitness and wellness studio here in Kent, Connecticut. I survived the pandemic, yes, because of connections, because of networking. But before that, you know, if I start like just looking back a little bit. So before that, I was just a stay-at-home mom because I wanted to be with my daughter, and I didn't know how I was going to get back into the workforce. But corporate America was not for me, because even before that, when I was in my 20s, in São Paulo, Brazil, that's where I'm from, I got a degree as an attorney. So I was a lawyer working for a big law firm in São Paulo. And I knew that I couldn't live like that for a long time, let alone the rest of my life. I didn't want that lifestyle for myself because I didn't relate to the people. I actually felt really bad that they pat themselves in the back and they took pride of saying that they spent nights and nights in a row in the office, like on the road in the office working. That was actually something really, it's a prize for you to look up to. You would look up to people that would do these things. And I'm like, this is not a healthy living.
No,
and if that's what I need to do to climb the ladder, I am out. I'm not doing this. It was easier for me at the time because I was young. I was in my early 20s. Obviously, I only had myself to worry about. I didn't have a family. And I understand when I tell the stories to people, and they say that to me, but you were young. Yes, but the way I did this was very hard emotionally, because I found out that the lifestyle that I was looking for was not able to achieve in my own country.
Mm.
because we have different systems and the economy is different there. The money
Yes.
doesn't flow like it flows in other places. So I said, I think I'm going to have to leave here. I was just contemplating, and finally I talked to my father, who was a mentor to me, and he said, you're right, this is not possible here, you need to find somewhere else.
Wow.
And that's when I started my journey of looking for, and I did not know, when I made this decision, I knew that I wanted to look for a better lifestyle. I wanted to share my talents and my passions with people, which I was not doing before, because what I was doing, it was not my passion.
Mm.
And that's what I want people to know. If what you're doing is not your passion and your talent, you're actually doing a disservice to the world, because every one of us have a passion, have a talent, and we have to dive deep, dig deep, and understand what that is and what it would entail for you to make that a source of income, so you can help other people and do what you love.
I used to be a legal secretary, so I know about working in a law firm. And, yeah, I mean, when I think of the lifestyle, you're always working, working, working. And there are a lot of people that are not happy, and yet they stay there. And why do you think that people stay in an unhappy environment? Because you're absolutely right. Finding your passion, you are doing others a disservice, and you're doing a disservice to you. And, you went from a lawyer to health and wellness, because I always talk to my clients, we have all these areas of our life. And when one piece is impacted, like health is number one, it is your number one. If you are not healthy, it affects every area of your life. And it actually could affect your life, because you could also pass away and, from an illness. And I don't want to be morbid here, but your health is everything. Okay. And yet too many people stay in a certain place.
Your health is your biggest asset. Like, you can't just take it for granted. And this is another thing that I started to see a lot happening, like people having heart attacks, people having to having leave of absence because they needed to deal with mental health issues like anxiety and depression. And I just saw me like on the pipeline. I'm like, it's just showing to me that this might happen to me. Now, to be fair, there are some people in this world that we're talking now, the law firm world, that's their passion.
Yes.
That's their passion. That's how they fulfill themselves.
Yes.
So
yes.
You see these people living this lifestyle, and it just fits them right in, and they love it. So that's okay. So I respect that. And I was able to see this, like, oh, this one likes it, so it's his life. This is not my life, and now it cannot be my life, because I was going to be the one having the heart attack if I continue living that life.
Right. So you made such a courageous decision. So what was that turning point? Like, you decided to leave Brazil and come to America. Was there anything that happened that just like was that snap that led you to just say, I'm done, I'm coming to America?
I didn't even know I was going to come to America per se. The aha moment was that I actually needed to have fluent English before speaking, because it was going to be much easier to do my career transition. And at that time, because I spent so many years working to become a lawyer, I didn't have time to properly. I've always studied English since a little girl. That was the second language in my school. And when I went to law school, we were required to also study English because of the common law and stuff like that. Okay. But I not have fluency. And that was like the biggest hurdle that I had to jump when going for interviews in other areas. Like, even though I could have been a theater producer, but because I didn't speak fluent English, they didn't take me. Okay. So I'm like, I'm not going to let this get in my way. I'm going to find a program that I can go and learn English and then experience the lifestyle that I'm looking for.
Okay.
So then I started to look for ways and places that would actually embrace my story, because a lot of immigrants, they come to US because they don't have a choice in their countries. And my story is not what Fortunately, my story is not like that. I did have a choice. I just didn't want that.
Hmm.
And
We all have
so
choices. We all do have
we
choices
all
in life.
have choices,
Yes.
but some people have less, and some people come here because they need to fend for their families and find a place that they can live in peace and have food on their table every day, which
Right.
is like in their countries is not possible.
Right. Right. Right.
And so my goal was different. So when I decided to come here, it was because I knew there was a lot of immigrants and people are very accepted. Like it's very receptive. It's warm. People like to talk to you and know about your story. And obviously there are more job opportunities for someone that's coming here with not a fluency in English. I just thought about that. I'm like, so okay, so if I don't have a job, what am I gonna do? I can always be a babysitter. I can always wait tables. I can always do something to provide
Right.
for myself.
Right. Right.
Which in other countries is more, it's difficult. It's not
Mm.
like depending on the labor law and the economy, you can't do these things.
Okay. See, I'm getting such an education from you because I've always been in the United States. My family, Italian immigrants, so they came from Italy and started a new life in America. So they were immigrants, and so I grew up in a family of immigrants, my mother and father. So I remember their challenges that they share with me. So I get it. So let me ask you, with the book, what would you say in the 7 steps that I talk about, which I'll share real briefly? The word freedom, like I said, is an important value of mine. F is faith, having a higher power. That is the foundation. Release, letting go of the outcome. There is always, we attach ourselves to the outcome, but releasing it, letting it go. The first E is evaluation, looking at the big picture, looking at your progress. Evaluate where are you right now in your life. The second E is energy. Everything is energy, physical energy, the mental energy, the money. It's all energy, our spiritual energy. It's so key. Like, are you focusing on the positive energy or are you focusing on the negative energy? And so you look at your life, where is your life going? Because where your attention goes, where your intention goes, flows. Okay. The D is determination, that no matter what we're going through, the ups and downs of life, are you determined to succeed? Wanessa came from another country. She was determined to be successful. Okay. And she faced many challenges. We all do, which leads me to optimism. When we are faced with challenges, are you optimistic? Or are you just saying, oh God, what am I going to do? Oh, poor me. No, we're going to make it happen because you're remaining optimistic. Mindset, the M, the last letter of the word freedom. I ended with mindset, not money. Mindset, because it begins right here. Everything is mindset. We have 2 types of mindset. It's growth mindset and fixed mindset. So I came up with this acronym FREEDOM, and I said, how can I create 7 steps? And these are the 7 steps that spoke to me, that I believe that in order for us to find freedom, find success, in order for us to thrive, the reason why I called it 7 steps to thrive is because too many of us, and Wanessa, you may see this too many of us are surviving. We're not thriving. And we're staying in that survival mode. Now, I know we're going through a pandemic and there's a lot of fear. And fear, I talk about that in my book. Fear is huge in how it stops us. It stopped me from leaving my corporate career in 2018. Until 2018, I did go back to a job, and I finally left in 2018 to focus on being an entrepreneur full time. And so I can help you to get to be successful, to set up that business, because I provide the framework, but it begins with your mindset. Okay, it really does. So I would like to ask you, of the 7 steps, was there anything that really resonated with you? And what are some tips that you'd like to share to the audience today?
Yeah, so first of all, when I looked at your book, I'm like, that's so interesting, because I had like a book like this in front of me when I was going through all of this, the process would have been easier for sure.
Okay.
Because when you have a system and you have steps to follow, you don't have to just
figure it out all on your own.
Figure it out, or like spend so much time and energy thinking things through. Someone else already did that for you, and all you have to do is just like put your own thoughts and feelings onto the system. So that was actually what attracted me to your book, because I'm like, let's see how she explains this process, because I've been through it. And I loved when you like started with freedom, because it was exactly what I was looking for. I felt stifled. I felt completely constrained when I was being someone else. I say this to everyone, I was being someone else.
Exactly.
And I needed to find freedom. And I have so many memories about like this decision. So let's start with faith. The fact that you actually broke down the word freedom, to me, is what sold me. And also it was like what I said, this is genius. This is
Thank
genius.
you. Thank you so much. I came up, I'm a faith-based person, and, I believe in God, and everybody has a belief in a higher power. For me, God, and in the book, as you notice, Wanessa, there's a lot of scriptures. All right. So I'll let the readers know that there's a lot of scriptures in the book, and it's not going to be for everybody, and it's okay. And actually, when I was writing this, my writer and I were talking, and she said, do you want to have the scriptures in the book?
You write that. That is in the book. You write that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did. I said, you know what? I do. I said, because it does apply. And, if you don't, it's not for everybody.
And, I come from a place, I am a Christian as well, but I come from a place of a higher power, because I respect everyone's faith to my core. I totally, and I understand, and I'm curious about, I want to understand. So the letter F, faith, for me is huge, because I wasn't even done with law school, and I was already unhappy. Obviously, I just didn't know how to go about things.
Okay.
And I was actually traveling on a bus, and I was talking to my higher power, to God.
Okay.
And I said, I want, very demanding. I said, I want a clear sign that I need to change this path. I need to change my career. I'm not kidding you. I saw the most beautiful and slow motion falling star.
Really?
Shooting star.
Wow.
Yes, I saw it so clearly on the sky. And I was like, oh my God, now it's serious.
Wow, you're manifested. Wow, that is amazing.
It is. Wow. And I say this to everyone, and like, it's so amazing how things, and I'm not saying everybody's going to see that. You may feel something. Anyway, that happened to me.
Okay.
And I remember vividly, I was here already, and I was working at Dunkin' Donuts the first shift, because I wanted to save money to buy a car. So I had my regular job.
Okay.
And I wanted to buy a car, so I needed a second job to save money.
Yeah. So
I was riding a bike in the fall in Massachusetts, in Cape Cod. That's where I lived for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And I'm like, and I had just moved to another house. I was renting a room at that house.
Okay. Okay.
Riding a bike that someone had loaned to me until I buy my car. So I went to a consignment shop, a thrift store, and there I found some furniture, and I found new outfits and clothing, and I was so happy that I was just being myself. I actually put the clothing bags right on the bike.
Yeah.
And I like, I would be able to actually balance this. And I remember just riding this bike to my new house. I had never felt so happy and free, because I'm like, now I'm ready to start the career path that I've been looking for. I just felt that. And that's all faith.
It is all faith. That is really a powerful story. When I look at the word freedom, and I know that today we are fighting for our freedoms, and, I stand for freedom. I stand for personal choice. And because it is so empowering when you can do what you want to do.
Yes.
Loving what you do and not being told
what you want to
to be your authentic self, to be able, to do what you love to do. I mean, it's so freeing. And so that is, for me, so important. And that's my impact that I want to make with other women primarily, is that you can achieve that. But I noticed, like what you said about your journey, like you fought for a lot of things. Things didn't come easy.
No. Can you imagine, like, you just like deciding to be away from your family, from the
Mhm.
people that have always supported you. Um, but and this is the thing, I don't have my family of origin physically near me, but the amount of support that I have here from friends,
Mhm.
from networking connections that I've made, it's overwhelming.
Yes,
Everything that I was able to achieve, and I'm still able to achieve here, came from a connection with
exactly.
someone that believed in me, believed it in my passion, and saw an authenticity and said, and not help financially, no, helping with another connection.
I
Or,
know. I
it,
know.
it's simple as that.
Exactly. And, here's the thing that I want all of you to know, Wanessa and I are both part of a networking group, and we met each other online. We haven't met in person yet, which I know I'm going to visit your studio in Kent, because you offer a lot of classes, and I want you to share to the audience how we can connect with you, where your studio, you said Kent, Connecticut, because I want people to visit your studio. For those of you that are local, we have yet to meet in person. And actually my book, it was gifted to her by someone else. And there's a reason for that. Rick Gabrielli, who is also someone that I interviewed here, he gifted it to you, and it made an impact to you that I'm so honored that it was impacted you, but it resonated with you. And so as we wrap it up and get closer to wrapping up, what would you say are some 1 to 2 tips you'd like to share to potential readers that you want to share today?
Well, I want to share something from the book, like when you talk about
Yeah.
energy.
Yes.
Like, please, 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 everyone, believe in that, because it's so true. We are made of energy, and the energy that we put out there, it does resonate with other people and comes back to you in certain forms.
Oh, yes.
So if you are unhappy where you are right now, if you're spending all this energy every day just to get yourself to your place of work, or get yourself in front of the computer to do something that you don't enjoy, why you don't enjoy? Because you don't necessarily see how this is helping people, how this is moving things around. It's serious. You're going to get stuck in this thing, and you don't let energy flow. And that's why it's so unpleasant.
It is.
So
It is.
starting with little and small steps, doing something joyful every day, letting this energy flow, moving every day, talking to someone that will actually elevate you instead of
Yes.
talking to people that are putting you down. So this energy will start bringing you up and start bringing you the people that you need in your life to make your shift. And that maybe that be this meeting right now. Maybe you listening to this because you started this, right? It is.
Exactly.
It's
It
how
is.
it
It's all
works.
energy. It is so, you're so right about energy, because the people that I've connected with, and the right people come to you, and how you help each other is so powerful. And it goes way beyond the money. The money, I always tell people this, because people have said this to me: how am I going to make money following my passion?
Mhm.
I need to do something that's going to bring in the money. I need to pay my bills. Yes, you're right. We all need to pay our bills. But the money will flow if you're doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
The money's going to come. The money will come. And too many of us are just going in that survival mode. And instead of saying, okay, I need to make a decision, I need to step into my greatness. I always tell people, are you making your dreams a reality? And
Mhm.
why are you keeping them inside of you? Because tomorrow it could all go away,
Yeah. It can
and
go away so fast.
it does. Time goes
It's the
by.
timing. And like, that's how we started our interview. It's the timing. Sometimes you are on the cusp of making that decision. That timing is the right timing. And if you pass, it's not like you won't be able to make it, but maybe it's not going to bring you as many opportunities. So we have to be really attuned to this, because it does make a difference.
Exactly. It definitely does make a difference. So Wanessa, so I'm gonna in the comments here, for those of you, I will be putting in a link to grab a copy of my book. It is on Amazon, 7 Steps to Thrive in Life and Business. And I want everybody to know that I will be launching a course from this book next week. September 15th is the launch for the course. So there will be a course that people can actually enroll in. And so,
Oh.
yeah, so, and then also continuing to spread the message and doing more book signings and, you know, being out there to share this message. So for those of you listening in, anyone you know that needs to hear this message, because we need to stepping into our purpose, loving what we do. And even if you're, you know, I help people to become an entrepreneur. Both of us are entrepreneurs. However, find your career within a company that is aligned with your values and your strengths, because it's life is too short to walk in every day at a job, at a company that is not aligned with who you are. And go find that place. I always tell people, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It really isn't, but at least find your place, passion, you know, because it is so critical.
And your book, it's like 7 steps to thrive in life and in business. Your book is for people that are actually, you can be a stay-at-home mom.
Oh,
And if you're
yes.
feeling something that you don't have to go back to work
Sure.
right now. I didn't work for 3 years because I want to be with my daughter. But
Absolutely.
there were things that I did to keep my fulfillment going in life. And your book will actually give that to people too.
That is true. That is true. Wanessa, so how can people connect with you?
So I have a website, www.rhythm.fitness. This word is like RHYTHM.com. So www.rhythmfitness.com, or you can just call 203-788-7818.
Well, thank you, Wanessa, for being here today. I'm so excited for you. I will definitely come and visit your studio. I'm tuning in here from Danbury, Connecticut. I'm not that far away from Wanessa. It's just literally like maybe 15, 20 minutes away. It really isn't that far. And I love Kent. Kent is such a beautiful town. For those of you in Connecticut, it's a great town to be a part of. So thank you, Wanessa, so much for being here tonight.
Thank you,
And
Tina, for
so
all you do.
supportive. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.